Hi guys, I am here to go through the lesson that we did today for Tuesday, September 29th that you are watching because you missed our live class. Remember, live classes are required, so you are expected to be there. Since you are not there, you need to watch this video to make it up. So this week, we started reading a new book called Where Are You From? So today we'll talk a little bit more about that and show and do some activities. So our goal for today is by the end of this, I want you guys to be able to do is I can organize my thoughts before I write. So this is my goal for you that you will have done and be able to do by the end of this. Our agenda for today is we're going to do a greeting and a check-in. We are then going to read the book, Where Are You From? We will then talk about the book. We will then do a mini lesson on pre-writing. Then you'll move into work time. Our greeting question for today is if you had to be an animal, what animal would you be? The animal that I would be is I would be a dolphin, so I could swim in the ocean and do cool jumps. What animal would you be? Here, I want you guys to think about how your week is going. So today's Tuesday, we had yesterday, today. Based on those 2 days of school, how's your week been going? Which one of these gifts best describes how your week is going and how you feel? Maybe you're 1, 2, 3, maybe you're 10, right? How do you feel your week is going? So we are going to read Where Are You From by Mel Syed Mendez. So this is our second time reading, we're just watching the video, but we're reading this book. So this time as we read, I want you guys to focus on a couple things. So as we read, I want you to see what new details you can find. Think about what's about the girl's identity. Who is she? What is her identity? And try to ask yourself and answer, do you think the girl can now answer the question, where are you from? So in the beginning of the book, people ask her and she doesn't know. By the end of the book, do you think she can answer it? Let's read.
Hello, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I'm the author of Where Are You From? Illustrated by Jamie Kim. I would love to read it to you today. Are you ready? Here we go. Where are you from? Where are you from? They ask. Is your mom from here? Is your dad from there? They ask. I ask Abuelo because he knows everything. Unlike me, he looks like he doesn't belong. Where am I from? Abuelo thinks. His eyes squint, like he's looking inside his heart for an answer. You come from the Pampas, the open, free land, he says. You're from the Gaucho, brave and strong. From the brown river that cleanses and feeds the land, that gives us the grain for our bread, the milk from our cows. You're from mountains so high they tickle Señor Cielo's belly, where the condor roosts his family and the jaguar prowls the night. But you're also from the warm blue oceans the copper warriors tried to tame, and the elegant palm trees stretch their fingers to caress. You're from hurricanes and dark storms and a tiny singing frog that calls the island people home when the sun goes to sleep. From this land, where our ancestors built a home for all, even when they were in chains because of the color of their skin. You're from the grandmothers who search for their grandchildren, waiting, always waiting in a plaza, their white handkerchiefs wrapping the sorrow of their thoughts. You come from the sunshine that lights our path in this world and the rain that washes away our mistakes. But abuelo, I ask, where am I really from? Abuelo laughs. You want a place? He points to his heart. You're from here, from my love and the love of all those before us. From those who dreamed of you because of a song sung under the Southern Cross, or the words in a book written under the light of the North Star. You're from all of us. I am. The end. Thank you for watching, and remember, you're from here.
So that was the book. Now let's talk about it. So in class, the people that were there, we had a nice discussion on the book. But now we'll just go through and kind of bring out some main points. My first question is, can you make any connections to this book? Is there anything that's the same between you and the little girl in the book? Think about it. Some of your classmates said that they feel the same way, where it's hard for them to answer the question, where are you from? Some people said that people think they're from one area, but they're really not. So then that makes it hard, but that's also a connection. Number 2, what is the girl trying to figure out? From what you know from the reading the story twice now, what is the girl trying to figure out? She's trying to figure out, right, the question to the answer, where are you from? That's why she goes to her grandpa to get the answer. And when you're trying to figure out where you're from, it's almost like you're trying to figure out who you are, right? You're searching, trying to figure it all out. Number 3, does she get an answer? She goes to her grandpa, her abuelo, and he tells her that she's from all these different places, right? But he never says the name of a country. A lot of us are shaped by our experiences in our past. And that's something that I think the grandpa is trying to say, is that their people have gone through all these different experiences, and now we're shaped in our lives today or because of those events. What do you think? Number 4, what does the word identity mean? Something that your classmates said today was that identity is kind of who you are. And I agreed with them. I think that's a great way to describe identity. Number 5, how does identity relate to where you're from? How does identity relate to where you are from? Some of your classmates said that it relates to where you're from based on your culture or maybe your religion. Maybe your clothing, if you wear traditional clothing, like if you're Mexican and you wear Mexican traditional clothing, or you're Hmong, you wear traditional Hmong clothing. Again, maybe think about how your past shapes who you are today. Even events in your own life, how we learn and grow from those. But as a people, how have your ancestors um, grown and shaped and done things that helped you become who you are? Think about your culture and who you are. So, we're going to take a minute just to talk about identity. The definition of identity from the dictionary is the qualities, beliefs, and more that makes a person different from others. So, what makes up an identity? Maybe your job, your likes or your dislikes, what makes you you, your characteristics, like maybe funny, smart, hardworking, kind, all those adjectives, all those describing words, maybe those words about you, your family and your friends, where you're from. What other ideas do you have? I like to think of our identity as a puzzle. There's lots of different pieces to our identity. Some things might be the same as other people you know, and some might be different. You might have many things the same as others, and few things that are different, or lots of differences, and that's all okay. Each of our pieces represents one part of us, and together, when all those are put together, makes us whole, makes us who we are. Maybe one of your puzzle pieces is being a student. Maybe another puzzle piece for you is liking soccer or watching anime or being kind. Maybe your family has helped make you who you are, so that's part of your identity. Think about what are your different pieces of your puzzle. Now we're going to talk about pre-writing. I want to know, have you ever heard of this word pre-writing before? You know what writing is. So what does this pre part mean? So pre means before. So pre-writing is what you do before you write. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So pre-writing is what you do before you write. So when we are doing pre-writing, that means we are coming up with ideas to write about. We are also organizing your thoughts and ideas. And you're also making a plan. You're making a plan about what you're going to write about before you start writing. Maybe you guys have had an assignment and your teacher asks you to write 4 sentences about whatever, and you just start writing. Well, pre-writing is when you stop and think and brainstorm before you start writing. So you're brainstorming ideas. You're kind of then taking those ideas and organizing them. And then you're taking your organized ideas and coming up with a plan. What are you going to write first? What's going to come next? You're making a plan about how your writing will look. And then you'll use that and turn it into your writing. Maybe you guys have used one of these before, and you've used this to help you organize your ideas, come up with ideas. That's what we're going to do today. Your job for today is to do some pre-writing. So later this week, you will be writing a paragraph. You'll be writing a paragraph to tell me your identity, who you are, what makes up your identity. So that's going to be something we're doing later in the week. Today, we are going to pre-write. What's pre-write? That's what you do before you write. When you organize ideas, come up with ideas, and make a plan. So you're going to fill out one of these web maps, what it looks like here, to come up with ideas for you to write about. In the middle of your map, you'll use the word my identity. In the middle goes what the main thing that you're writing about. And then on the outside, you're putting in those details, right? So you need to fill in these outside circles, these outer circles, with the details of your identity. And then when it's time to write your paragraph later in the week, you'll take each one of these little circles and turn it into a paragraph or into a sentence. All of these circles will become sentences, and then those sentences will become a paragraph. This pre-writing is not something to turn in. You do not turn it in. This is something that will help you with your final paragraph writing. So this is something that I did. This is my example. So I'm also going to do this work. So in the middle, I put in my identity, just like you guys. And then I came up with ideas. That's what pre-writing is. So when I thought about what's my identity? Who am I? Well, I'm hardworking and dedicated. So I put that in this circle. I like to work hard and have dedication. So I put that in my circle. Another part of my identity and who I am is that I'm a teacher. That's what I do is my job. So I put that in a circle. What's your job? Maybe you're a student, and that's part of your identity. So you put that in a circle. Also, when I think about who I am, I think about that I love to travel and have adventures. So that's part of my circles. Also, in my identity, when I think about what is identity, I think that means learning and growing from past experiences. I think it's important to learn from your mistakes, not just your own mistakes, but the mistakes of people that came before us, so we can learn and be better. I think that's important. Another part of my identity is that I speak English, and I also have learned to speak Spanish. That's important to me, and that's part of my identity. Another part of my identity is my family. They're a big part of my life. So I decided to add some more details to my family circle. So I added some details. So I added a circle saying I'm a wife. I am a wife. I have another one that says daughter because I am a daughter to my parents. And then I'm also a sister. I have lots of brothers and sisters, and to them, I'm their sister, and that's who I am. So I wanted to add these details. So this is what you guys are going to do. In the middle will be it'll say my identity, and you need to think about who you are. What makes you you? What does identity mean? And fill in those ideas that you have in these circles. So now it's your turn. You're going to go and work. So to do that, you need to go to our Schoology page. When you get there, it'll look like this. You need to click on our September 28th through October 2nd folder. You then click on Tuesday. And then we're working on this Where Are You From pre-writing. Here's what it says. It says click View Attachment to see the worksheet. Complete your pre-writing in Notability. You are coming up with ideas that you can write for your identity. Add your details to the outer circles. You can add more circles and lines if you want. You don't have to. You will use this to help you write a paragraph about your identity. You do not turn this in. Here you'll see my example again. And it's okay. If you feel like any of this is part of your identity, you can copy it. That's okay. So then here is our worksheet. So when you click on that, it'll look like this. At the top here is those same directions, so I'm not going to read them again. But then you'll see our little map. In the middle here is my identity. And then you can add in those details and ideas that you come up with. In Notability, if you want to draw more circles and lines, that's okay. You can draw some from the middle or from off of one of these circles, and that's okay. Like I said, this is not something you turn in. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we have another live lesson at 2:10. You will use this in our lesson tomorrow to write a paragraph. So that is your job for today, to work on this and complete this. Also, make sure you are working on any missing work that you might have. Please, please, please come to our Google Meet tomorrow. We will have live class at 2:10, so you need to show up. If you have any questions about this video or your work for today, please send me an email. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys all tomorrow.